Start your engines. The Enjoy Illinois 300 is 1 week away, marking the third straight year St. Louis will host a NASCAR Cup Series race. Joining me now is the owner and CEO of Worldwide Technology Raceway, Francois. Curtis, thank you so much for joining me in studio today.
Great to be with you.
So I was at the Enjoy Illinois 300 last year. 2 straight sellouts. Of course, you're hoping for that this year. If fans haven't gone to the track yet, or they haven't seen all the incredible work that you guys are doing, tell me a little bit about what there is to expect from race day.
Well, you know, race day at a big event like this, a special event, you have to think PGA Championship, World Series, Stanley Cup. It's an unbelievable experience to take it all in because there is so much going on. It's not just a race. It's a happening that encompasses so many different things geared towards making that day exciting for families and, like I always like to say, making memories that last a lifetime. And that's what we are really engaged in doing.
What have these races brought to the St. Louis region? What has Worldwide Technology Raceway brought to the region?
Yeah, I think, you know, we didn't know early on what would be the overall effect, but we've been more than pleasantly surprised with about a $60 million a year impact just from the Cup race alone.
Wow.
You're talking about $12 million in restaurant spends and hotel spends, 100,000 people, all of these unbelievable stats that culminate with 8.5 billion impressions for Worldwide Technology Raceway and for Worldwide Technology. So St. Louis is on display once again as the greatest sports town in the country.
If you haven't been to the race already, there is so much more than the actual race day itself, so much leading up to it, the week of. So what can fans expect from next week?
Well, I think you're not going to have a problem filling your time. By all means, watch the race because that is just outstanding. And when you see what's happened with this new generation of cars, it's creating these unbelievable finishes, tremendous racing, great stars, interacting. I think last week there was a little dust up in the pits afterwards. So all of that type of drama. But besides that going on is the Confluence Music Festival. So there's a full-blown music festival, over 30 artists there, featuring Riley Green, T-Pain, Big and Rich, 30 different acts, 3 different stages going on. That's just the music side of that. Then on Saturday night, we couple the Ludacris concert with, and Ludacris is Fast and Furious, that whole connection there. So we really are putting that together with the Import Face-Off event. And then out of nowhere, we're going to have wrestling, the former Wrestling at the Chase, for those that remember that era. I think it's just going to be an experience that you just have to be there to see and feel, and actually you smell. I mean, it's just really a visceral experience.
With the Gateway Garage and infield fan experience, this allows fans to get up close and personal with these cars, with these drivers. I recognized last year, this just allows fans to be there, in it, smell it, feel it. What will this expansion do for just the fan atmosphere and experience?
Well, it really gives us the opportunity to show off so many of the NASCAR assets. And as we're looking, when I talk about NASCAR assets, you're talking about the Kids Zone. And the Kids Zone has, in and of itself, a place for parents to hang out, but it also has a place where the kids can ride the little race cars on their own little track.
Wow.
They can run radio control cars. There's a coloring car where they actually get to color on a full-sized car, on and on and on. That's just the Kids Zone. And then the Kids Zone becomes the Fan Zone, that NASCAR experience, where that's the Kids Zone for adults. Right, so
Yeah.
much fun there that can happen. Again, esports are a part of that. It's the main stage where a lot of the driver interviews take place, and all throughout our infield experience, the Fan Zone, all of our concessions are reduced cost so that, you know, again, it becomes very affordable there to come in there and see what all's going on and have a $3 beer or a soda or a hot dog or something like that.
Now, if people want to go to this, how can people buy tickets?
Well, always the best way is to go to the website. That's no hassle, very easy to get that done. So that's WWT Raceway.com. But we always encourage too, if you're just looking for a little bit more information, what's the best seat? Where should I sit? I have a family of 4. Where would you think would be the best place for us? You can call us. And someone will pick up the phone and talk to you that is at the racetrack, and we can give you that insight. And that's an easy 618-215-8888.
Every single year, I know it gets better. Thank you so much for your time and chatting with everyone about what to expect from the Enjoy Illinois 300.
Great to be with you.